How's it going, everyone? So we're going to do some brakes today on the old Suzuki Wagon R. Wheel trim off. I've got a jack under the back axle on this side. It's a 3.5 tonner, so going to be all good. And we've got a problem on this brake. It's not holding whatsoever. I know what the problem is, because I've actually took it apart before I ordered some parts. The problem is this big retaining spring has snapped, fell apart. So we've got lots of goodies here. We've got new brake shoes. We've got another one of the new rings. We've got a small little spring. There's lots of little bits and pieces when you do these, which is a bit of a pain. You can't just buy a kit, which is really annoying. Then we've got the adjuster alloy rod. So we've got lots of bits and pieces for this one. So let's whip the wheel off. Wheel nuts got a bit of paint on them, so they're a bit tight. Just a bit of a pain on the socket. Obviously, if you ain't got a gun, just do it with a wheel brace, etc. Pull your wheel off, get it out of the way. What I always do is put it underneath in case the car does fall down. It shouldn't do, but just in case it does. And go from there, really. So you're going to want a hammer and a chisel for this bit, and you're going to want to knock this little cap off like so. Put that to the side. You're then going to want a 30mm for in there, but you need to knock the edge of the nut up just where it's bent down to lock it into place. Like so. I will bring you in close in a sec once we get to the important bits. 30mm socket on, other one off. Give it a blast and away we go. You should be able to wiggle your drum about. If it's not all jammed up, you should be able to just wiggle it off. Mine literally fell apart because, as I said before, this is broken up. So we've literally got to come in here and start again, which is going to be fun. I know how these go. I've already done the other side, so I know exactly what's going on. I'll bring you in a bit closer and let you see it all go back together. So that's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle now, basically. But get your adjuster and your springs and stuff I said about earlier. Get them all ready. First one to do is this one, the one with the big metal bit on for the handbrake. And basically, it goes there like so. So push the spring in, literally just unclip it like so, and then do the reverse. Pull the spring back, hook it in, and literally reverse to what we took it off. And that will sit there like so, but there's lots of other bits and pieces to come in the puzzle, including these bits. One goes there like so. Push the fluid into the wheel cylinder so you can push it in as far as possible. Whew. Your next bit is to get some of these bits out. You're going to want your little adjuster, which goes on there like that. You're going to want this, which goes inside your adjuster like so, and then hooks onto the bottom of the shoe in that hole there, and then that should pivot up and down quite nicely, which that's doing. Now it won't stay there on its own, obviously. We've got other stuff to add to it. So next we get our adjuster out, which is this one. And what I normally do with these is wind them back so there's no adjustment on them whatsoever. Oh, my springs fell off. It is a fiddly job, I must admit. There's no like easy, quick way of doing it. It's a bit of a pain, to be honest. But once you get used to it, it should all just hang together, and you'll start to build a puzzle up. That's definitely fun to do, don't get me wrong. Your adjuster goes in the top like so. You got to pull your black spring back. Like that. It's very, very fiddly. There's no nice way of doing it. No cheap way, no win way, you just have to do it. Can be a real pain. But once you get the hang of holding it all together, you will get it. I had a bit of fun doing the other side. It's the first time I've actually done one of these, but I've done plenty of brakes on other cars, so I feel I can give you the way to do it, and I've got the experience to show you what's what. So that puts that all together. This is your adjuster, which you will adjust later on, but at the moment you just want it as free as possible. Push your wheel cylinders in, like I say, as much as possible, and that'll all be sitting there like so. Now, nothing's holding up there, that's the pain thing. You then got to get your big spring out of your packet. Now, this one can be a real pain. It goes in there. Goes up over this middle bit. And you need about 10 hands here. If you've got someone else to help you, then brilliant, but I haven't. It's just me, so I've got to make it work, and I'm going to put the pressure on using both hands. Oh, and that's off. That is really, really hard to do. All on one hand, or two hands as I'm trying to do it, but it can be done because I've just done the other side. But it is a pain. It really is. Get hold of that spring. Force it in there like that. Once you get that like that and you're sort of semi near where you need to be, try and line up this middle bit. Get it so it's popped over the top like that. And it will, you can let go now and it will hold itself, but that's not right still. You need a flat blade screwdriver underneath there. Just keep moving it over underneath or around the side, like so. Now what I do here is I lever that across like that, and then I get the handle under the hammer, and I just keep knocking it until it's... Oh, what a pig! You can see how close I was, but if you don't get it right, absolutely on, that's what happens. The whole lot jumps off. and you have to start again. You have to get it right all in one. Oh yes, the no-go. I was that close. Literally that close, from a couple of little knocks and that would have been in. And you have to start again. Yep, it's a pain. Don't get frustrated, because that's very easily done when you're trying to do this. There's no magic to it. There is a way sort of round it if you want to. I like the challenge of just trying to do it. You can get all this stuff in its rightful places and then cable tie it all together so it all sits still. And you literally like, God, it's been a right pain. You have to make sure you get this black bit trapped underneath, otherwise it comes out. So yeah, we're back here again. So once you get it all like so, it's all sitting how it should. Back onto that horrible spring again. So you can literally cable tie this all together and that will stay where you want it to. But I actually like the challenge of doing it without it. Call me a bit crazy, but okay, so we're back in place again. It's a case of getting that horrible spring down behind the bit where it's meant to sit. So once you get to this point, you can just do your adjuster, just get the screwdriver, tap it round so it opens up the shoe slightly, and then just keep trying your drum. If it goes on and it's semi-tight like that, that's about where I leave it. The old bearing race has just moved slightly. Let's tap it on nice and central, and this will do the rest of the job for you. This has got a setting for doing up bolts so they don't over tighten them. So if you ain't got that, then just use a torque gun or just give them a good nip, which is what a lot of people do. Then you want to knock this back down. Flatten that all into that key, and basically you're on. If you've got a bit of noise like that, it's not going to be a problem. Once you get down the road and use it a few times, that'll be fine. Do not pull the handbrake first. Get in the car, pump the foot pedal, pump the brakes out so they settle. And that's basically where you are. So that's both sides done. This is what, like I say, at the beginning of the video, this is what happened. This big major spring sits there like that, as you saw in the video, snapped off all fell into the bottom of the drum, and all the shoes got all caught up. It literally got all jammed up in these like so. And yeah, as you can see, that was wearing as it was going round. Made a right mess. And the shoes, yeah, they would have lasted a slightly bit longer, but they were getting to the point where they needed replacing anyway. So we just got a whole kit. This is the kit I used, not sponsored or anything. Go close on that one if you want to get the part numbers and stuff. And then these are the brake shoes that I used. Everything seemed to work very nicely, all worked out lovely. I had a set of them little springs in that bag from eBay, and that's how we got to that point. So next thing to do, let's get my wheel back on. Like so. You can see we've got a lovely free spinning wheel, which is what you want. If that's slightly biting, that doesn't hurt. Whack these all back on. We're all back together. Put your trim on, or if you've got an alloy, obviously you won't have a trim. Line it all up, tap it back on. So next thing I do, once I've put it all back together like so, as you saw, get in, do not touch the handbrake whatsoever. Get the foot pedal. And what I normally do is pump it as hard as I can 10 times. And there we go, lovely. We now have a working function set of brakes. Now I can use the handbrake, get 4 clicks on it. So I could adjust it slightly more if I want to, either by the cable or down at the shoes, but that's pretty good. So next thing I'll do is I'll take it for a test ride, but obviously I won't do that on camera. I'm pretty sure it's all good. So hopefully that's helped some of you out, saved you some money, show you how to refit some shoes and all the fitting kit, get it all back together and keep your cars on the road. Lovely jubbly. Right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye for now.